Politics makes strange bedfellows. That's the old saying, right? Well, we've got a video today you're going to have to see to believe, and it involves the man who cuddles up to the enchanting Marjorie Taylor Greene.
And you're doing nothing but lying and selling the lies of the Democrats, all for campaigns and elections. Shame on every single person that has done that. Shame on you.
Shame? Oh, we'll get to that. But first, let's talk about the revealing video we want to show you in just a minute. It features a man it's safe to say no other man in the world envies. Meet Brian Glenn.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Now, this just in.
People got very excited when they first saw this.
Hi, America. It's Brian Glenn. I am excited to announce that I'm coming here to Real America's Voice. That's right. From all things Trump, from the rallies to the interviews to the on-the-ground coverage to all things happening on Capitol Hill, plus, yes, my own show. I am happy to be a part of the Real America's Voice family. So join me soon, right here on Real America's Voice.
Brian is a well-known and respected journalist, recognized for his spot-on analysis of the major news stories of the day.
Up next is toilet paper and how little I actually had in my home. So like you, I ran out to the store only to find the shelves completely empty. So like you, I drove around town in search of toilet paper. Then after doing a little bit of research on COVID-19, I found out that there's no gastrointestinal issues associated with COVID-19. Then I just felt, well, stupid.
But today, we'll show you the most recent stunning video highlight from the man who claims that together with the gentle lady from Georgia, they are MAGA's mega power couple, or crazy words to that effect.
President Trump is joining some of the most incredible people in history being arrested today. Nelson Mandela was arrested, served time in prison. Jesus was arrested and murdered by the Roman government. There have been many people throughout history that have been arrested and persecuted by radical, corrupt governments. And it's beginning today in New York City. And I just can't believe it's happening, but I'll always support him. He's done nothing wrong.
Well, truth be told, she's always been quick to offer her support to Trump, wherever he needs it the most.
Yeah. He is. He's fantastic. This guy right here is great. Standing up in there in the mucky swamp. Diane always has him in the mucky swamp. Yeah.
Ma'am, unhand that felon. Turns out she's not the only Trumpaholic in this match made in heaven, as you'll see in a minute in our late-breaking video example of Interview Interruptus. Brian Glenn shares Marjorie Taylor Greene's taste for bombastic confrontation.
What about Jewish space lasers? Tell us about Jewish space lasers.
No, why don't you go talk about Jewish space lasers, and really, why don't you off? How about that?
Thanks. Thank you very much.
But first, it seems fair to ask what manner of man-eater has captured Mr. Glenn's attention. Now, let's remember, the controversial and conspiratorial Congresswoman notably cheated on her husband and father of her 3 children with a polyamorous tantric sex guru. Then, after ending her affair with him, the mom of 3 moved on to a gym manager, again behind her husband's back. Talk about holier than thou. Well, when asked about his fling with the bleach blonde, bad-built, butch-bodied bombshell, Justin Tway said, "I have no interest in talking about anything to do with that woman. Everything with her comes to no good." But despite those tawdry flings, Taylor Greene stuck with her husband Perry. Well, just long enough to make her unsightly mark on Washington. Now the woman who puts the pie in piety is pitching woo at a journalist who's proved that he'll do whatever it takes to get to the meat of a good story.
I could tell you, I think a lot of people are up now. They're all hashtag I am up. Of course, come and check it out here. Starts on Saturday. I'm kicking these shoes off, but I may keep the pantyhose on. It does feel kind of good, actually. I'm not going to pee in them, I promise. I'm sitting back in the studio.
Well, if you think that's a drag, let's finally have a look at today's incredible example of the abrupt and premature ending to a serious exchange of cold, hard facts regarding convicted felon and GOP nominee Donald Trump.
Do you think Donald Trump, when he was convicted on all 34 counts, what did you think about that? Because I was...
Doesn't mean, Matt. None of those 34 counts is worthless. You got a worthless case. You got a case from the FEC.
Why is it worthless?
It's worthless because there was no crime that was committed.
Falsifying business records with the intent of covering up another crime.
But
Michael Cohen went...
That's what they said. That's what you say.
That's what the jury said. The jury handpicked by Donald Trump's lawyers.
I know exactly what you're all about about right now. You're not an independent journalist. You're nothing but a Trump hater, and you're out here trying to get everybody to be tripped up. Let me ask you a question. Who thinks these 34 indictments are worth a piece of crap?
You know what? They all trying to interview the biggest.
They're all worthless. You know that. You know that. You know that. You know that.
What, the 34?
The 34 indictments are worthless.
You're saying that our entire... Wait, let me finish.
It comes down to one question. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather have Joe Biden in the White House for another 4 years?
Absolutely. Okay. President Biden's going to...
Interview over. Interview over.
Okay.
I don't want to talk to anybody that has any... You have zero common sense.
You're undermining our entire justice system when you say this jury...
your ability to, elect the next president that's competent.
I'm sorry, I don't want the dude that made his supporters attack the Capitol. I don't want the dude that...
made the supporters attack the Capitol.
His rhetoric directly...
He said peacefully walk to the Capitol.
He said fight. He said Mike Pence didn't do
Don't me
it.
again, but don't touch me. Don't touch me, my dog.
Dude,
don't touch me.
You're getting in front of our way.
Don't touch me out here. I'm just telling you that. I got a question. Don't touch me, my boy. Don't do that. If you worried about 34, you gonna worry about 34 ass whoopings in a minute, boy.
Don't follow that rally. Don't bring that bullshit over here. Don't bring that bullshit over here.
Yes, Brian, as any independent journalist knows, they peacefully walked to the Capitol that day.
We lost the line. We lost the line. All MPDs get back. All MPDs get back up to the upper deck. All MPDs get back to the upper deck.
Hey, buddy, love birds of a feather flock together, though I'm not so sure that's a sight for the squeamish. So, what does the future hold for romance between the insatiable Marjorie Taylor Greene and her intrepid reporter boyfriend Brian Glenn? Well, God only knows. But I know there's a long line of gentlemen spared who might suggest taking the same course of action that you bravely did in that last video. Run away!